dad on your way in, man?
Respectfully, I'm not going to answer any questions.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, my name's Investigator Ryan Metter with the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Yes, sir.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising constitutional rights today.
Sure. So, as you know, there's a sign there that says notice recording or photography of any type is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. So can't have you videotaping inside the facility. And there's that. State's case law favors. State of Illinois has to not allow the recording or photography of any type in Secretary of State facilities. All inquiries should be directed to the Secretary of State Office of the General Counsel, 217-785-3094, and ask for Pamela.
Do you have any case law attached with this that you'd be willing to provide me, or?
Contact the General Counsel, and they'll be able to give it to you. So, you have
Sure.
your ID on you?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. What's your name, partner?
Am I being detained right now?
I mean, unless the Secretary of State wants you trespass, that's why I'm trying to get your name.
Okay. What statute would that be trespassing under? State-supported land?
Well, you disregarded a sign that says recording of any type is not allowed, so you violated that sign.
So you are suspecting me of trespassing?
I'm saying if we want to trespass you, I would need your name. So
I am being trespassed?
As of right now, you're not being trespassed.
Okay. So as of right now, I'm not.
Alright guys, pay attention, because what starts as a simple interaction quickly turns into a full-blown exposure of authority gone wrong. A citizen calmly stands outside a government facility doing nothing more than exercising his constitutional rights. No aggression, no disruption, just a camera and awareness. But almost immediately, officers step in, not with laws, but with attitude. They mention a sign, a policy, something they expect to be followed without question. And that's the first red flag, because the moment authority replaces law with policy, you already know something is off. The citizen doesn't argue emotionally, he does something far more dangerous. He asks questions, simple, direct, and precise questions. And right there, the balance of power begins to shift, because when you question authority with knowledge, cracks start forming instantly.
Okay, here's the thing though, if you show back up and you cause issues, then we'll have your name.
Nobody even asked me to leave.
Okay, well they're asking you to leave.
Okay, well respectfully, I'm going to decline.
So now you are trespassing.
Okay.
So what is your name?
Would you mind, before we move any more forward, because I'm gonna do you a favor.
Yep.
Okay, before anybody loses qualified immunity, look up the statute that you're willing to trespass me under and cite that. I promise you it.
Okay. Are you refusing to leave the property?
Will I be arrested if I don't leave?
You'll be cited. Yeah.
I'll be cited with what citing?
Criminal trespass to property. Actually, it's criminal trespass to state-supported property. Because you're refusing.
Look that statute up, and it will be in plain text why I am not in violation of that statute. I've just been through this. I'm doing you a favor, Metter, Officer Metter.
Yeah, you got the name right. Yep.
And
most people mispronounce it. So
well, you gave it to me first, and I appreciate that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, that I'm not very confrontational at all. I'm not looking for a confrontation, but I'm not looking to have my rights stepped on.
I understand. I respect that. I respect your, I appreciate that and everything. And like I said, I'm just telling you that, that's why I gave you that piece of paper, okay? And here's the thing. I'm not looking at writing you a ticket.
Right.
I'm not wanting to go down that. I'm just wanting you to respect your rights.
So
like
the summons, the summons for the ticket, would that go to the municipal court in Salem?
It would go to the Marion County Courthouse.
Now here's where things start to unravel fast. The officer begins asking for identification, even though there's no crime, no detention, no legal basis. This is a textbook phishing attempt trying to gain control through information. But the citizen doesn't fold. He stays calm and flips the situation with one powerful line. Am I being detained? That question hits hard, because now the officer is forced to justify his actions. Instead of answering clearly, he dances around it, hinting at trespass without explaining how it applies. surprise. And that hesitation speaks volumes, because when law enforcement can't clearly state the law, they're no longer enforcing it, they're guessing, and guessing with authority is dangerous. The citizen holds his ground, respectful but firm. And suddenly the officer is no longer in control of the conversation.
I'm gonna do you one last favor here.
I'm not telling you I'm trespassing you, but I would like your name for my case.
Yeah, and I understand how that goes, but no matter what, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna do one last favor for everybody here. Call Tim Hudspeth. You're gonna do yourself a very big favor with your career, and I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah. I know it sounds very pretentious me saying that. Call Tim Hudspeth right now, and I promise you he will tell you I'm fine to do what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. He doesn't know me personally, but I just dealt with him personally. Call Tim Hudspeth. He's going to be the prosecutor. He's going to know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter who does it. If you're off shift, if any one of them guys in there decide to come in here and record, we have the right to do it.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm a full advocate for people using their rights. Okay?
Sure.
But with it being a Secretary of State, so they have their own policies, and as far as the General Counsel goes also, that's why we give you the number for the General Counsel, is a lot of people have Social Security cards, birth certificates, other things out here that we don't want people recording. You know what I mean?
Well, they shouldn't be dealing with that in public, though. You know, if they're going to deal...
They have to do that inside.
No, they can take them somewhere private. So 720, let me see if I remember this right. 720 ILCS 521-5. That's criminal trespass to state-supported land. And I'm going to read it right from the illa.gov.
They want you trespassing.
You mind if I get your name and badge number? I didn't get
Detective Swagler.
Detective Swagler.
Alright, now the pressure builds. The officers start throwing around criminal trespass like it's a magic word that will fix everything. But here's the problem. It doesn't apply, and the citizen knows it. Instead of backing down, he calmly breaks down the actual statute, explaining that trespass requires specific conditions: interference, false identity, or unlawful presence, none of which exist here. Let that sink in. A regular citizen is now educating officers on the law they're supposed to enforce. That's not just embarrassing, it's revealing. And instead of correcting themselves, the officers double down. They fall back on policy again, hoping it carries weight, but policy isn't law. It never was. And the more they rely on it, the weaker their position becomes.
295 Salem Police Department.
295, I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm gonna read you, and I know this will be my third time saying it, but this will be the last favor that I do everybody here. A5, under criminal trespass to state-supported land, right? A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon a right-of-way, including facilities and improvements thereon. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong section here.
Different guy who's refusing to give us name and maybe you want to trespass.
A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon land supported in whole or in part with state funds or federal funds administered, granted through state agencies, or any building on the land by presenting false documents or falsely representing his or her identity orally. I haven't done that, right? We'll skip to the part where this will apply, what it doesn't apply. Okay? If I refuse to leave, well, I'm going to go back inside.
And now he's stating it's going to go back inside.
Absolutely, I have the right to. I came out here on my own free will, not because I was being detained. Just do me a favor.
You're allowed to stay outside, but you can't record inside.
I'm allowed to be inside also.
Okay, he's arguing that he is.
When I remain upon the land or in the building, here's the important part, and who thereby interferes with another person's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. How does me exercising my first...
This is where ego takes over. You can feel it. The officers stop listening and start repeating state property, state policy over and over again like it's enough to override the Constitution. But it's not, and deep down they know it. The citizen stays composed, logical, completely in control of himself. He even offers them a way out. Call the state attorney before they make a career-ending mistake. Think about that. He's not attacking them, he's trying to protect them from themselves. But instead of taking that life lifeline, they hesitate. Pride kicks in, and that's when situations like this become dangerous. Not because of the citizen, but because of unchecked authority refusing to admit uncertainty.
Protected right interfere with anybody's lawful use or enjoyment of this building. I promise you, I told these guys, call Tim Hudspeth. It's gonna save you guys from having to lose your qualified immunity over this. This is clearly established. The prosecutor of Salem of Marion County knows exactly what I'm doing, and he will tell you.
Here's the deal.
You do yourself a favor and speak with him.
I told you my first name. Can I at least get your first name so I'm not saying sir?
Respectfully, I'm not going to. You can just call me sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir, you're not allowed on the property. You're not allowed inside. Okay, you're trespassed. Okay, so you're
By
not
who?
allowed.
By who?
The Illinois Secretary of State.
So
You are
you're
hereby trespassed.
so you're
And
not
now
gonna
as-
call
as
Tim
as a
Hudspeth?
state officer, right now I'm trespassing you from the property. Whether or not you have a right to be somewhere, the people who have this property have a right to trespass you.
Well, it's public property.
Yeah, but we can trespass you from this property, okay, because it's state property.
So you're just going to not even do yourself the favor and call Tim Hudspeth.
I called my sergeant. That's all I need to call.
But the prosecuting attorney of this county, you're not willing to count.
State policy dictates
Okay.
exactly what I gave you.
Well, respectfully, I'm trying to help you here, right? Because
and
I'm not.
respectfully-
You're misinformed.
And
I've already
sorry.
been through this in the area,
I understand.
in Marion County, with Tim Hudspeth.
I
Okay.
understand.
No, you don't understand, or you don't care.
I appreciate what you have to say.
I don't feel like you do because you're trying to violate my rights and you're not even willing to.
Now things escalate into intimidation, arrest threats, on fingerprinting, additional charges. This is where most people break, but not this guy. He dismantles every claim with calm logic. If it's just a ticket, why threaten jail? If it's trespassing, where's the unlawful act? And here's the biggest contradiction. If he can simply walk away and avoid everything, then what crime ever existed? That question alone destroys their entire argument, because real crimes don't disappear when someone takes a few steps back. This isn't law enforcement anymore. It's pressure tactics. It's about forcing compliance through fear, but the citizen doesn't budge. He stands firm, proving something critical. Knowledge of your rights is stronger than any badge misusing authority.
To rectify your mistake right now. So under the authority of who?
The Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Because it's going to come down on yourself personally and your department.
You have the number for our general counsel. For the
I don't
Secretary
need
of State.
counsel to exercise my constitutionally given rights.
Yeah, I understand that. So I'm
So
gonna
you
ask
just
to
don't
leave the
care
property,
then?
okay?
So you just don't care?
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I need a fingerprint check.
Is your body camera on?
It is on. Everybody's.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. So, are you refusing to leave the property
Am I going to be arrested if I don't leave?
You are.
Under what authority?
under the authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police?
So, because I've
The
never...
authority given to me by the state of Illinois.
Okay, so what exactly would happen?
Well, normally I would just write you a ticket and send you on your way for criminal trespass, okay?
But because
Normally
I'm being so defiant, it's going to escalate.
What it is, it's failure to identify. So I have to write a name on that ticket.
So you suspect me of a crime?
I do.
So I've been detained this whole time.
Right now you are because you're refusing to leave the property.
So if I leave, if I just walk away right now, then what?
Then I'm going to let you walk away because I don't want to write you a ticket. I don't want to take you to jail. If you
Okay.
stay on this property any longer, then I am going to have to put handcuffs on you and take you to the jail.
Well, I don't
and
want that.
fingerprint you. I don't want that either because
It seems like you do.
no, I don't.
You're not even willing to go down an avenue that I've given
What time I
you.
get off work? 4 o'clock. 4:16.
Nobody's
I don't
forcing
really
you to
want
violate my rights right now, sir.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You don't even